Yeah.
That's enough if you ask me.
Now it's like, I sound like, good morning, welcome to
I sound like a kid.
105.3 FM. It's like, it's too much.
Okay. Let's just start. This is the first English podcast that I'm doing on my channel.
All right, that's
Just
fine. So I'm going to be extra critical
Yeah,
about
you
your
can
English.
do. You
I'm
can
going
do.
to correct you and be like, no, I'm just kidding.
You can do that.
No.
I'm very shy if you ask me. Usually I'm too nervous when it comes to podcasts. This podcast, but now that's English. It's more. I don't know. Hopefully,
There's no reason to be. Just.
It's not my main language. Do you know any Romanian language?
I know some. I mean, the thing is this, right? I've been here 7 years, but everyone speaks English in Romania. It's not like in France.
Yeah.
If they don't, they're like, nah.
I think
they'll live their whole life not speaking a word. Here, you grew up with Cartoon Network in English.
Yeah.
Like my wife. So she's been speaking English.
Yep.
You grew up in English.
Even if I don't speak, I understand it.
100%.
Yeah.
And then when I came here, I worked for a company that was, I was speaking in English there and French as well. Because I worked in France. I lived in France. So I speak French already. I already speak 2 languages. The third one, it's hard because it gets away from me.
Yeah.
Because everything's in English. At home, I speak English. My job, being a full-time streamer, I'm streaming in English. When does Romania come into play? When I get in a taxi or go food shopping? Mm-hmm. So put that into perspective. It's just like, I'm just not consuming enough of the language for me to learn it.
Okay, I got you. But let's just start. Introduce yourself. 2 minutes. Who are you? Where do you come from?
Okay, well, I'm not going to dox myself, but my name is Wavy. Everybody calls me Wavy or Wave or Boogie. I have a lot of nicknames.
Okay.
It's weird. Okay. My friends call me Match, close friends. That's something that nobody actually knows even on stream.
Oh.
But office stream people call me Match. That's my actual name. And I'm a full-time streamer. That's simple. There's nothing
Where are you from?
About it. I'm from Trenton, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
But I lived overseas. I've been outside of I left in 2008.
Okay.
So I've been going for a while.
Whoa.
So the 7 years I've been here and all the other years in between, I was in Paris.
Oh, why'd you leave?
Wow, it's a deep question. I left for many reasons.
Okay.
I always been involved, like politically inclined, not involved in politics, but there's a lot of things I saw I didn't like. When you start projecting on your future and you're like, okay, I want to start a family, have kids.
Okay. And
I saw the current state and the kind of, I don't want to say downfall, but just the way that, the way things were moving forward.
You felt a snowball and you had to get out.
I was like, this is not... Well, you need to understand, like, in the United States, we're the most policed country in the world. We talk about freedom. This is land of freedom and opportunity. But the reality is that we're indoctrinated into it. So we don't realize, and we're built to think that we're the only functioning government in the world. And everywhere else is just... Can we curse here?
Yeah, you can.
Everywhere else is just fucked up, right? It's like, no, America's the only place. Everything else is a third world.
Yeah.
But I just saw the degradation. That's the word I'm looking for of the violence and the drugs. And if you look at it now, if you do your research and you look at the state of the United States, everybody's on pills and cough medicine and meth, and it's rampant. They're ravaged. We are ravaged by drugs and violence, and that's not a place where I want to
raise a family.
I don't want to have a family in that environment. Yeah. And so I had to distance myself from it. Now, another part of the reason that has nothing to do with that is that I was in the music business.
Okay.
And I was in the music business back when it wasn't cool to do the type of business I was doing, in the sense that I had a lot of white artists signed in the hip-hop game. And back then, only Eminem was big. Nobody wanted to hear a white rapper.
Yeah, I know.
So I had relatives in France and stuff like that. I was like, I'm going to push this art on the secondary market. The second biggest hip hop market in the world is France.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah. This is where you have the highest selling artists in the world after the United States when it comes to hip hop.
I didn't know that.
You have multi-platinum artists. It's crazy. Then you have also Germany that's right after that and stuff. Bigger than even any Latino or Spanish speaking
I thought Spain was the second one. I could have bet my...
Okay. No way. Not even close. Not even close. So I was like, well, since I have a connection there, let me take my label, open it over there, and sign acts over there where race wasn't really a thing, and I can sign acts over there and be like, oh, they could claim it as theirs. Be like, oh, this is ours. We have, French American artists coming and blowing up. It just made more sense to me.
Yeah.
So I went over there, and sure enough, it worked. 6 months down the road, I had a lot of acts signed. We were distributed by Universal. Like everything just worked.
Oh.
Everything I couldn't do back home, it happened and panned out all individually and independently. So that's another part of the reason.
Okay, and why'd you get out?
It was time to go. I did what I had to do. I had a great time doing it, but I wanted to take care of myself. Taking care of artists, managing artists is one of the most stressful things you could do in your life.
Oh, really?
Artists are moody and they don't like to take advice. So it's like, it feels like you're parenting more than managing.
Okay.
And I'm not here to be your personal shrink. I'm not here, and it got to a point where I was like, okay, fine. I don't need all this. Let me get my marbles and get out of here and cash out and learn something new. I like to always evolve and learn something new. I got to a point where, a friend of my father has a company here in Romania.
Okay.
The biggest, one of the biggest companies in Romania. It's called PlexiRom, biggest plexiglass manufacturer in Europe. Okay. And so I contacted him. I was like, hey, I'd like to come see you. When I got there, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but then I saw that a big part of the business, they were sourcing to China, doing import-export. And that's something I would love to know. I mean, like, that's a great thing to put on your resume. So I worked for him for a few years as a import-export sourcing agent for 4 years.
Major.
That's how I am. Yeah. And we didn't even get to gaming yet, which is another. And at that point in my life, I had played, Grand Theft Auto Vice City was the only game I had ever played, I think.
One of the questions that I like to ask is, when did you first get to use a PC? When did you put your hand on a PC and start playing?
Well, okay. A long time ago, because I've been running recording studios for years.
But let's switch to gaming. Mac. Okay.
I was on Mac. Never had a PC. You would tell me about a PC, I'd be like, this is a toy. I use tools, because you run serious programs as far as editing and software on Macs. I had a G5 Mac back then, which was like the biggest thing in the world. So people were doing PCs. I'm like, no, I use PCs. I use computers to work. Okay, buddy. Yeah. I was on my high horse.
Okay.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Video games. What's that? And so that's a long time. My first PC, I built it here in Romania.
Okay.
Custom build, little AMD build.
You went on for the AMD. Why? I'm an Intel fan.
Because I was not. That was my first build.
Okay.
It gets better.
Oh.
But my first build, I had bought. Okay, let me go from the beginning.
Okay.
My wife's brother had a PS4, and he had Assassin's Creed Black Flag on it. At the time, he was living upstairs where I built the streaming studio. He was in between houses. He stayed for a little bit. And I was like, can I try your PS4? He's like, yeah, you got Black Flag. It had just came out. That was 7 years ago it came out?
Yeah, something like that.
7 years ago? Oh. And I went and I was like, yo, this is amazing. This is cool. So that led me to looking, I guess, stuff up on YouTube about games. And it led me to DayZ.
Nice.
And I didn't. This is a non-gamer, and I'm seeing this open world thing where you interact with people. It was mind-bending 7 years ago for me.
Yeah.
From an outside, I'm from the music world. I don't know shit. It blew my mind. So I had to commandeer my wife's work laptop at night, and I used to play DayZ. Really? And it was the first game I bought on Steam. Yeah. I was playing DayZ at 15 FPS on a laptop in a brand new house with no heating, with a blanket on top.
Really?
I have pictures of that. I wish I could give them to you. If my wife finds that, I'll send it to you so you could post it. So
nice.
Nice. That's a real thing. So at that point, I was like, I'm gonna need a bigger boat, and that's when my friends come in and we're a gamer. My friend Ghost and Cougar, you see them on my chat on my stream all the time. They're always there. And they helped me build an AMD build because I didn't want to spend too much money on it. I'm playing one game. I'm not going to make a $5,000 rig. And we made the first build. And what was it? Just a few years later of me just playing, when I stopped, I was like, you know what? I started getting interested in streaming and YouTubing. And
where did you see the first live stream?
The first live stream, man, I think the first live stream I've watched was something, it was something Daisy related.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been, I think Mr. Moon was streaming.
I don't know, Mr. Moon.
Mr. Moon is one of the most notorious and best Daisy YouTubers in the world. If you haven't seen it, he shoots them like a movie. There's opening credits.
Nice.
He takes the footage. It's all scripted.
It builds up a story.
Hour-long feature, feature length.
Nice.
Incredible. Look up Mr. Moon and his Daisy videos. Look at there's one of his movies called The Pliskin Brothers. You'll watch it like a movie with popcorn. It's incredible.
Nice.
So I would go on his live streams, I think, and back then, that was years ago, and see them. I'm like, man, I think I could do this. I'm not outside of my comfort zone.
Okay.
I know what a radio is, a radio station podcast.
What do you use
I know.
To a camera in front of you?
Yeah. I started as an artist.
Yeah.
I started as the artist. That's how I started, in the streets in the beginning.
So there was nothing new for you?
No, I shot music videos and had albums and mixtapes, and so I was used to that. Look, what's the difference between going to a radio station and doing an interview and doing a podcast? So I'm not out of my wheelhouse all the way. It's just the subject matter that changes.
Yeah.
The subject matter just changes. Everything else is identical.
And what platform did you use to stream on?
What do you mean?
What platform? I don't know, Twitch, YouTube, something?
At first I was on Twitch for 2 months, but I didn't know the parameters and rules, so we were really wild.
What do you mean by wild?
Pretty wild.
Okay.
People, trolls come in and tell them to kiss my ass, stand on a chair and show them my ass and tell them to kiss it type of thing. It didn't work.
Okay.
Needless to say, it didn't pan out.
Okay.
It just didn't. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, yo, if they want to do some wild stuff, we're going to give them the wild stuff.
Okay.
It didn't work out too well. 2 months later, I was banned and I was on Hitbox.tv.
Okay.
Yeah. So I streamed on Hitbox for 2 years. Better part of
2 years. Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't get to stream on Hitbox. I don't know why.
What a great platform before they got bought out and ran into the ground, essentially. It was, it was a good platform. I miss it. But it was the Wild Wild West. Also, we could do whatever we wanted there, too.
That's
not standing in front of the webcam and showing your ass and telling people to kiss your ass. That would have got you banned as well. Or maybe maybe a 1-day ban.
Oh, really?
Maybe a week.
That permissive. Oh my goodness. Okay, and why did you leave the Hitbox?
The Hitbox? It's so sad. Hitbox, I'm not going to talk into the conspiracy aspect of it because I have my theories to why it went under. But and I don't want to start conspiracies. But they got bought out. I think it was personally, I don't believe any of it, but the story is that they got bought out by Azubu. That doesn't make sense, does it?
Okay.
Yeah. When they were a bigger streaming platform. So a little guy in Asia.
Yeah, that's weird.
It doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theory, but this is what I believe. I believe Amazon bought them out and ran them under because Hitbox was climbing up. All the banned streamers, huge ones like Gross Gore and the cat choker chick, I forgot her name.
Yeah, they swapped to Hitbox.
They all came, so the numbers were flourishing, and they quickly became the second biggest platform after Twitch for a while. And as soon as that happened, we're getting a rebrand and a new logo, and we got bought out by Azubu, and the platform, you go on the website right now, the top channel has 14 viewers at best.
Wow.
They ran it into the ground. Hitbox was a great name. The logo, it was similar to the Android logo kind of.
Yeah.
Great logo, marketable. Then they switched it to Smashcast. It sounds like a porn site.
Yeah.
And the logo was a circle with blue and red lines. Like, what? Like, literally, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like I said, I'm not gonna say my conspiracy theory is true, but I don't believe for a second. I believe that I understand business well enough to know that it was a great move. If I'm right, for them to get shut down and they got bought out, by the competition. Yeah. And it's not the smaller competition that buys you ever in business. It's the bigger competition that buys you by fear of you matching them. The smaller guy can't buy the bigger guy out. It's impossible. So that doesn't hold up. I could be wrong because I don't know the details.
Yeah, you could be.
You know what I mean? I'm not educated on the subject to know the behind the scenes. But from where I'm standing, that's absolutely what it looks like. And even to you, by me just explaining to you, that's what it looks like. Yeah, and good move on them. Like, because look, everybody ended up going back there. I ended up on Twitch. And I love the 2 years I spent on that platform because it built me. It built me as a content creator more than a guy that was just broadcasting wild shit in the beginning. And I turned into a real content creator with a format. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It's an actual show that's curated for a real audience and not just like a niche market of guys that just want to see some wild stuff, to just try to make a broader audience and something that's curated to
go towards being brandable, not just fun for people.
I was not getting sponsor anytime soon
on that platform.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Have you done any wild stuff such as drinking?
On Hitbox, yes. On Hitbox, we were drinking almost every stream.
What do you mean by drinking?
Like
lightly or
like 5 liters of beer a stream.
What?
Yeah. No, it was out of control. I had to stop for myself because I was attracting that. When
people came to see you being like that?
Yeah, but I wasn't doing like belligerent, like passing out on, like I can handle it.
You can
we would get, it would get tipsy and funny and goofy stuff would happen all the time. And it would end up in just us listening to fucking music and dancing and shit. So,
yeah, but did you feel that people at some point were coming there only to see you tipsy?
Absolutely. And I felt the aftermath of it because once I stopped, some people wouldn't come around no more. And I'm like, why? I've gotten into arguments with some of them. I'm like, oh, I stop and like, we don't come here for that. Your channel has gotten boring. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that I'm not destroying my liver and health for your entertainment, sir. Then you're not the person that I want to be involved with. You're not the type of clientele or viewership or whatever you want to call them that I want to cater to. Yeah, and I just had to come to terms with that because I ended up taking a step back to jump further in the end. So, it was I wasn't planning on doing that the whole time. It's just that I fell into that because I attracted that type of crowd and then we kind of snowballed. It was the snowball.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult not to lie to yourself and, control it. It's fucking hard.
And then you're looking and a year went by and you're like, I've been drinking every day for like a year.
Oh,
like, what is going on? And so you have to come to terms with yourself. That's something that I don't speak about publicly or stuff like that, but it's something that I come to terms with today. And I'm like, well, yeah, it was part of the experience. It was part of the growth, unfortunately. But I just don't have that in me for me to become that guy. And I know that there's certain streamers that they thrive doing that. But there's an expiration date to that, the hype train and the cloud chasing.
If you ask me.
And it could be lethal. Yeah, it could be lethal.
So after this, what type of streamer are you?
I'm a variety streamer, but variety streamers, usually they just jump on a different 1, 2, 3 games every day, or every day they change the game. I don't do that. I do variety in the sense that I do deep dives on the game and then move on to the next one. So we deep dive and see what the game has to offer. I wouldn't say completionist in the sense that we finish the games, but not completionist like we're going after every reward and achievement
and stuff.
That's a whole different market that I'm not built like that. I'm not a pro gamer or that much of a grinder to do that. But when we take a game, we make sure to get to the end of it. And by the time that we're finished with the game, we're one of the the guys that have completed the game. We know the ins and outs. People come onto the channel and ask for advice and need to know, how do you do this? How do you do that? We become the platform and hub for that.
Yeah,
for that time being, and move on. Some games need revisiting later. Like for example, certain multiplayer games.
They different patches, updates, and stuff.
Yeah, or games with expansions. Like you take a game like even if the game is the same, you take a game like The Witcher 3, let's say, as an example. This is a game that you could play every 2 years on your channel, if you're a channel like me, and redo it from the beginning and make different choices.
Nice.
So it has replay value in that sense. I won't do it because I've played it too many times, that particular game. But there are certain games that just have that replay value, and it's good to be the authority on something. It's like if you're a variety streamer and you're jumping on everything, it's like you're a little bit of everything, but you're like a master of none.
Yeah.
It's like so, but that means that you're gonna solely rely on you just making quick entertainment over and over and over and over, and that's just not the type of pacing that I want for me on the long run.
Yeah, and this variety thing can help you because some games might get you hundreds of viewers, some games might get you 20.
Yeah,
and it's not hard for you to understand that it's not a constant. You won't have X amount of viewers, and it's good for your mental, health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's it does vary. My channel does fluctuate. I have just I started playing Division 2 because it was on sale for $3. By the way, if you didn't pick it up, I was like, let me check it out. What do I got to lose? $3. And sure enough, a lot of people showed up. It has a diehard community. Like as much as some people hated Division 1 and 2, they have the cult following. And it's one of those games where it's that sweet spot for my channel where I started seeing an influx. Then I got hosted by a big person who hosted me with like 100 and something people. And all of a sudden I'm sitting here at 80, 90 most of the day. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That just happened this week, And then I go on some other game and you'll see me at 20, 30 and I'm like, fuck. But I don't look at the numbers. I don't let the numbers dictate what I stream.
Yeah, you won't see this in Romania.
Yeah, I don't. If I don't like Division 2 is fun with friends. Play it by yourself. For me, if I play it by myself, I don't want to disrespect any Div fans out there, So Division 2 for me, by myself, I want to claw my eyes out. I did 7 hours by myself on the first day. Ouch.
That's the same thing for me with Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, you got to play with it's fun. Well, Rainbow I love anyway. I call it chess with guns. I love that game.
Yeah, that's why I like it. That's why I hate Fortnite, for example. It's too chaotic. There's not much skill. You just build thing around it's chaotic. Give me something like PUBG that is slower, is paced, requires more more thought in your next action and stuff.
You know why I love Rainbow and why I'm good at Rainbow?
Why?
Because the shooting is secondary.
Yeah. Yep.
The shooting is literally not the most important thing. If you could shoot, good. But your map knowledge, knowing your operators and how to use
the traps and stuff,
that's the number one thing. Shooting is complementary to that.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it, because I'm definitely not a CSGO player. I'm not a shooter.
So you're not a skill-based.
I'm not a competitive player.
Oh, okay.
I have moments. You see me, I don't know if you've seen lately, we've been doing the PUBG Lite because it's open beta. We're wrecking fools in there. Like, we're doing good. We're having runs, 12 kills, 10 kills, my guys too. Like, we get busy. We're not competitive. We land against a competitive team, we're going to get smoked. But I'd like to call myself a casual competitor.
Okay.
I'm not there to get the prize. It's like, I'll come and participate. I'll play. I'll get my licks in. I'm not going to nobody's going to ridicule me. I play, I get busy, but I'm not in that world, and I'm very, aware of that. You know what I mean? I don't lie to myself and say, I think, no, I know that guys like, Shroud are sharp, man. They're just, when you watch play, and I know everybody bigs them up and everybody's kind of like on the D-Ride train for Shroud, but when you really break it down, that dude he does stuff that's just, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He really puts the sport in esport. Like he turns it into a sport. It's crazy. It's out of control, this dude. Yeah.
What's your motivation to stream? Why do you stream?
Because I'm having fun. My motivation, it's my mantra in life is I'm never going to do anything if I'm not having fun. And I'm never going to chase anything. Like, I mean, chasing your aspirations and goals is one thing, but I'm never going to chase something that's not organic to my path. Like, chasing views for money. So that means that right there, I break my own morals. It's like, I'm not a clout beast. I'm not a dude that's going to go and do something for the gram and do something for, whatever, TikTok, just to be like, maybe we could go viral with this. I don't wake up in the morning and say, I need to go viral. No, I wake up in the morning and say, I need to make quality content and have fun and find a sweet balance with it, and it'll come. Because, like, bullshit flies out the window with time.
Yeah, I know.
Get your instant gratification now. Sure. Yeah. You want your cake now? Fine. I'll wait.
Yeah, some sort of a 50-minute fame.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'm patient. I've been playing the long game. I've been playing the patience game for a long time. And I've seen people come and go.
Well, you'll see that if you get some time to watch some Romanian stuff, everybody goes for the drama. Everybody gets for the big.
That's what
you'll
sells
see
right now.
If you watch the social blade for their YouTube accounts, you'll see a massive spike up,
spikes and crashes,
Yeah, that's all. That's all they need to do. I don't know. Not everyone wants to build quality content. I don't know why. I don't know. I really
it's
don't know why.
about building fast.
Grinding is not a word that the Romanian like.
Really?
Yeah, they don't like to grind.
Love the word grind.
Yeah,
it's a great word.
Yeah, I know. Was there a moment when you said, "I want to do this for the rest of my days"? Let's say.
Yeah, until something excites me more.
Oh, okay.
So that was the exciting part, because first of all, I like to move with the times. When to go back, and when we were in the music business, we were part of the transition from CDs to iTunes and digital.
Yeah.
And record sales took a hit, but then the digital was picking up. And by the time I was done, then streaming was a thing. And we were making a whole lot of money on YouTube with millions of views and stuff. And back then the ads were great. And like it was, and there was more money. As the platform grew, the prices changed, And like now you're making about like $1,000 per million views now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know that the CPM is.
Oh, it's
Romania is the same.
Oh, maybe it's lower in Romania.
In Romania, maybe
it's about $1,000 per million views. Back then, it was a lot more. A lot.
A lot.
A lot more. Yeah.
Okay. What changed?
What changed is that the platform grew, and the rate at which we consume changed.
Okay.
We consume things a lot faster now.
Okay.
So there's bigger influxes of that. So it's like, could you imagine ad companies staying on YouTube if their ad prices were really based on the actual influx of the site? Like it is to an extent. But could you imagine the website going from 50 million users to 500 million users and the price fluctuating with it totally?
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Nobody would be able to run an ad.
Yeah.
An ad would cost like $500,000.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So that's what changes. That now what they're doing is that they're more catering in little bits for larger groups, basically. So it's like bite-sized info, bite-sized ad, bite-sized content, but the influx is like out of this world, which also, that's a whole different conversation, but this is why the quality of shit is going down. And you have a lot of shit content creators because they're just cranking things out.
Okay.
Was
there anything that you learned in music that was helpful in streaming? Really helpful?
Something that I learned in music that was helpful in, the same format and blueprint that I told you about have fun, make quality content and have fun while doing it. It's the same thing in music. The second that you take the fun out of it and you're just making stuff to pay the bills, then it's just disingenuine at that point, what you're doing. What you're doing is not really the content that you can make. It's the content that you have to make. And that applies for anything, I think, in life, not just music.
Maybe that's why Romania is that it has this kind of stuff, because you can't really be a full-time streamer in Romania at the moment. It's pretty hard to get that. I mean, on Twitch, the best streamers now, actually not the best, the second best, the top 10, has actually something like 100 subscribers. It's not that much.
The guy that plays League of Legends, right? I met him a couple times, like Comic-Con and stuff.
You're talking about...
he's the one that works for... He's sponsored by Link, T-Link, or what is it called?
You say Iceman Lucky.
I'm not sure. I think so.
Yeah, he's at the top with League of Legends. He doesn't have that much, that many actually subscribers. And maybe that's why...
Well, this is funny because when I met him... Creepin told me, he was like, hey, this is like the biggest League of Legends streamer in Romania. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, what is he pulling? Like 2,000, 3,000? He's like, no, like 150.
Yeah, something like that.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. There are some guys...
I've done 150 playing Crossout, a free-to-play game, and I'm like, but I speak English. But I'm still on the Romanian market, and a lot of my community is Romanian. But I have the chance that, for bigger options. Now, I don't do steady... I've never done a week of 100 or more viewers concurrent. That I've never done. That's like instances where it has happened. But
so is it hard to make a living out of streaming? Do you consider yourself a full-time streamer?
I am a full-time streamer. Now, am I making a lot of money off of it? No, not right now. But that's not the goal. When I got into it, I knew I was in for 4, 5, 6 years of investing in myself.
Yeah.
I put myself in a position where I was able to do that. This is why kids think it's easy. They think, they're like, wait, I have a PC. I got a webcam. I play video games. Streamer. OBS is free.
Yeah.
There's low commitment, low investment, but the investment comes in your time.
Yeah.
And when you're a husband or a father or whatever, that's where it comes into play. And you need some type of income to get food, water. I put myself in a position, and me having also, I have a supportive wife that's like, go for it. She believes in it. I'm in a position where I'm like, all right, I could really dedicate all my time to this.
Yeah, the support is...
That's not given. That's the only reason why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because that's not given. It's not... That situation doesn't happen all the time. So I was like, the bell went off in my head. I was like, we could do this. That's a conversation I've had with my wife. Excuse me. I got talking to the mic.
It's okay.
And my voice is extra bassy. To my viewers that know me, they'll be like, damn, why don't you put a filter like this? It's just too much sex appeal for you guys to handle. I can't do it. We're going to have way too many ladies on our channel if I use that filter. So, no, guys, we're not doing it. I know what they're thinking. They were like, damn. So... what was I saying? See, I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about the support that you need.
Yeah. So when I decided to do it, it's a conversation I had. Like, you're sitting in front of me with my wife sitting in front of me. Like, we could pull it off. Like, we're not doing too bad. We got the house. It's paid for. We got the car. She's working, doing her own thing. I've worked and done what I had to do. We got a window.
Yeah. When you can try things.
Where we could do this. And 3 years down the road, now, of course, I make a little bit of money off of it. Enough to, for it to be auto-financed. Like, if I need to buy a game, if I need to eat. But I'm not sitting here like, oh, I'm rolling in the dough. Let's go. This is great. I'm not, if I have to put it in a business term, I'm not a cash flow positive.
Yeah.
I'm not cash flow positive. I'm cash flow break even. Okay. But that's fine. That's fine because it's allowing me to continue for now. Once I'll be cash flow positive, I'll be very happy.
So you got the support.
Absolutely.
Was there any person that said, dude, you shouldn't do this, don't?
A lot of friends that I thought were my friends that I've met when I first came here. that when I told him I was going to be, when I was working as a sourcing agent and we were going out every weekend and I was spending 2,000-3,000 RON every weekend, partying, a 30th birthday, I'm at the strip club. I changed like 5,000 in tens and I gave it to them to give to strippers. Like everything was cool. Everything was fine. Oh, my wife was there for my 30th birthday.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. She supports me on everything.
She sounds fun.
She's awesome. And, we, when the money was there, they were all, when I told them I was going to be a streamer, they looked at me like I was fucking insane. A lot of them I don't speak to anymore. A lot of them I had fallen outs and arguments with. And the ones that stuck by me, like my boy Cougar and Ghost, the people that never gave me trouble, they know who they are. I'm not going to name everyone. Shout out to them. But people just poof and disappeared. I was like, wow.
It happened to me as well.
Wow. I was like, we spent Christmases together. I gave you money for Christmas when you lost your job. You're gone? I held a lot of grudges. I'm not a petty person, but I held a lot of grudges that turned out really bad when I saw them again, years down the road. Yeah, it was,
I feel you.
It was, I was like this, and now I'm not petty. I don't hold grudges for that long. Now it's like, okay, I get it. They just weren't really my friends. They were conditional friends. They saw me, look at the dumb American guy with the money over there. And they all loved me. I had a lot of friends. And now I could count them on one hand, which is better.
Yeah, I know.
I save a lot of money not having friends.
Yeah. I didn't see this one coming. Okay. Are you going for a family-friendly stream?
As time goes by, yeah. At first, I was like, no, this is going to be raw Jersey, the loud Jersey guy. Hey, get the fuck out of here. And that's how, and it still is like that. We have fun. But I'm trying to transition into something not family friendly, like it's Ninja? A goddamn toy review channel, but which I saw yesterday, the weirdest thing ever. I got to send it. I'm going to forward that to you. This is insane.
Oh, I saw it. You posted on Twitter?
Yes.
The thing with the cans. Oh my goodness!
They're toys that poop.
Yeah.
Poop.
Yeah,
see, they
yeah.
puke or poop. That's the anyway. Shout out that I'm gonna do a live review of that toy. They're 80 RON, bro.
What?
One, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a surprise. You don't know if it's one that pukes or one that shits.
Okay.
and you make the slime thing. You shit, and then you squeeze them, and they shit or puke. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm definitely doing a review. Live review on my stream. That's coming soon. I'm gonna buy one. I have to. This is amazing.
See, good marketing.
Well, but the thing is that you see, I'm doing that. Why? Because it's fun. It blew my mind. I was like, this is so ridiculous that I need that in my life. I need to play with it and make my community laugh. That's fun. That makes me get up in the morning. That right there. I'm not doing that like, oh, maybe we go viral. Because if I want to go viral, then no, I shoot it as a YouTube video and we review the toy, put it on YouTube, and where it's a video that people could consume. The only people that are going to see that it's for my community that I do these things. The only people who's going to see that moment when it happens are the people that are going to be on the channel.
Yeah, that's so nice. What are you as a streamer expecting from your audience? I mean, they expect to have fun, to laugh. But what do you expect from them?
I expect, I don't know how to word that. I expect for them to walk away after my stream saying, fuck, he's the best. He's the best. He's the most entertaining streamer on the platform. Whenever I hear that and whenever that's the drive. I love knowing that I'm doing a good job. And when I don't need you to give me $5 a month to tell me, you walk away and be like, God damn, I have diehard viewers like, JC, shout out to JC and Psytrance. These two, rain, snow or sleet, they show up at the same time every day.
You press start and they're in the chat.
They're religiously. Well, he shows up at noon, JC. Psy was there from the beginning. He comes in and out because he's working, but JC at noon every day on the hour, bam, he's there. And many other people. I can't name everyone. These are the first two that come. But these people, when they're like, man, this was the funniest stream you had yet. Was the most fun I've had remember that day? Like, that's the best type of compensation I can have, to know that I'm like, all right, well, I'm entertaining people. Like, there's got to be a market now. I just need more eyes on me. I can handle entertaining more people. That's not an issue. That I'm not shy. I'm sure you could tell.
Aren't you scared of a chat that just scrolls down and you can't read?
This is why I think I told you when we met, I don't want to be Dr. Disrespect. Shout out to him. He's the most, as far as entertainment, he's out there. You either like the character or not. Yeah. I like it. I think it's fucking hilarious and genius. He doesn't break character. It's the dude's professional. He's a real entertainer.
I know.
And he happens to be good at games too. He's pretty good. He's not like pro, but he's,
I understand.
He's a casual competitor too. That's why I put him in the casual competitor list, where he's good, but not, what is he going to do against a Shroud, let's say, he's going to get mopped. But, I want that entertainment factor, because that's what I've been in the entertainment business since I was 17. I like to entertain. Mm-hmm. And even like as I develop my brand 0G and start the company, I want to sign acts that I believe in, and I want to give them like an entertainment class for them to understand and develop, and give them a blueprint that's fitted to them for them to understand how to entertain and interact and stuff like that. But I don't want to be Dr. Disrespect where I can't interact. I want to be able to interact with my audience. I can handle a couple hundred people in the stream, the chat going fast and this and that. Like, we've had that where the chat is going there. Like, how are you reading all these comments? I pay attention to the chat more than the game. The game is, the game is just one of the tools and one of the things I use on my channel to entertain, but I feed off of people's energies and I make them feed off of my energy to bring them into my vibe. And I know. Off of that, we just, keep the ball rolling.
But how do you market yourself?
Well, that's the next step. This is what 2020 is going to be. 2020 is me just starting to really, really grind on the social media and marketing myself. And I'm going to have to dedicate some money into some marketing too. I have to find a way to, promote the channel and pay a little company to plaster me here, there. I have to. I think that's the next stage. The first 2 years of my, career as a streamer, or whatever you want to call it, it was development phase. Mm-hmm. And just now, in 2019, 6 months ago, let's say, is when I was like, the development phase is done. We're going to change things like the webcam lighting and all that for it to be crystal clear like this. And like, these are the next step. Like, but as far as these are just details, but the blueprint of the actual channel's demeanor and entertainment is already defined. Besides the going up in production value and the marketing phase, like, we're pretty much done. The thing is packaged at this point. The thing is packaged, and we just need the marketing behind it and the camera thing.
Yeah. That's so it. From a point of view, you should work on your, on you as a streamer to define what type of streamer are you, what type of content are you creating. Then you go and market yourself. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I don't think there is any other way to do it in any form of business, not just streaming. I'm happy that you say that. I think I'm going to clip this and make it a separate clip, and then I'm going to promote everywhere. Mm-hmm. No, to see that it's a no-brainer in any form of it. Oh, you need to understand one thing. It's not that no-brainer in Romania. That's why I'm fucking. But in the laws of business, okay. The thing that I have on gamers that they don't know is that I've been doing business on my own since I was 17 years old. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you cannot push an unfinished product no matter what you're selling, whether you're selling drugs on the street. If it's not finished, people are not getting high, and that's not good. If you're selling music and you give them, the vocals are not mixed, and you have to have a finished product. Yeah. And this is where we have an issue in streaming. How many hundreds of thousands of streamers in the world on Twitch? Maybe even a couple million, right? Do we have numbers on that? Yeah, I had an infographic. We're what, 2 million, I think. Somewhere around 2 million? Give me a second. I have a infographic. I just spoke yesterday on the other podcast that I'm making with a couple of friends about this thing. Give me a second. There was something like... Oh, fuck, not here. Here. 1 point... Where the fuck is that? So, 3.2 million broadcasters and somewhere around 15 million viewers.
Okay. You said what?
3.2
Okay.
broadcasters.
Okay. 3.2 million. Okay.
It's something about one broadcaster and 3 viewers. That's the...
So let me give you the numbers on that. Out of 3.2 million, 3,200,000, you have 3 million broadcasters and 200,000 streamers. Let me explain the difference.
Okay.
I'm a streamer. I'm a full-time streamer by job title and definition.
Mm-hmm.
I have a schedule. I'm an entertainer. I have a format. 3 million other people think they're streamers, but they're just broadcasting themselves playing a video game.
Well, there's another number here. Only... where the fuck is that? Only 27,000 are partners.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 3 million.
3.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
That's a huge difference. Where do you think they make their money, though, Twitch? Not on the partners.
Yeah.
The small ones, we're the ones. Well, first of all, affiliates just started making ad revenues now.
Yeah.
So they just said, all right, fine, we'll give you a little piece of the pie. And we're getting pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
I
Until we
know.
Fine. But for the past, 6, 7 to 10 years,
only the partners made money here.
The partners were making money, and everything else, the 3 million others, you don't think that, okay, the 3 million others, 3,150,000, we'll round it off. 3,150,000 broadcasters getting ads played on their channel. Does that amount to more viewers next to 25,000?
No.
You don't think so? Listen to these numbers.
These numbers I can't understand. They're too big for me to understand.
25,000 people.
Yeah.
They're making ad revenue. Okay. These 25,000 guys. And they get most of the viewers.
Yeah.
Everyone else is getting between 5 to 10 viewers and
like that,
and
yeah.
then I'm in the percentile also that's right on the partner where I'm in like the 30s, the 50s, whatever,
yeah.
like, or 60, depending. I have fluctuations. That's another bracket.
Yeah.
Out of those people in my bracket, we're hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. I got it.
Multiply that.
Yeah, I got it.
Of course they make more money off the small guys.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Disrespect gets 15,000, Soda Poppin gets 8,000. This guy gets, because there's 25,000 partners, they're not all successful, first of all.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
Out of those, you have maybe 1,000 that are really, really doing numbers. The rest are in the hundreds. You multiply that by 3 million people that are just doing 5 to 10. That's out of control numbers. Okay. Because you're talking about 3 million, let's say. We'll round it off to 2 million because for the people that just get no viewers, and that's still over the top because everybody gets at least one viewer.
Yeah.
But we'll say 2 million and they get between 5 to 10. So we're going to do 7. Let's say 7. That's times 2. That's 14 million views.
Yeah.
Add up the partners. I guarantee you they're not getting 14 million views in a day or per day.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's just that simple because the biggest ones are 10, 15,000. How the fuck do you get to 14 million from that?
Yeah.
So, of course, the majority of the platform, the small guys are the foundation of it. And, the pyramid pushes these other guys to the top and these guys get rich off of it. But the thick of it, the bulk of it is the bottom. And I'll argue that day and night with anyone that disagrees. Because some people disagree. They're like, you're crazy. No, it's that. No. You really think that a company like Amazon will bet the success of their company on the 5%? There is no business in the world.
Yeah, I got you.
There's no business in the world that would be like our majority of income comes from the 3%. What if they leave?
Yeah. They're fucked. Yeah,
the company would go under. You cannot have a company where one client represents 95% of your income or 90% of your income.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that means that if this client leaves, your company goes under, you're dependent of them. That means that they could push their agenda on you. They could negotiate whatever, and you're working for them at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
But people don't understand business. They don't understand shit. A gamer's a gamer. You're great at video games. You're not a good business analyst, unfortunately, buddy. Yeah. But that's just not how it works.
I understand what you're saying.
Anybody would listen. You take one class of Business 101 in college, one class, and you'll know that shit. Okay, just one class, class, and you'll know it. But people they fantasize in their mind. They really think that 1,000 huge streamers are the things that are generating hundreds of millions of dollars alone a month for Amazon. Ludicrous to think that.
Okay. The next question. Do you think that Romania is a good country for you to start streaming because the cost of living is lower than other countries?
Yeah. Life is definitely cheaper here. There's no violence, no drugs. It's kumbaya, peace and love over here.
There are some, but not that.
No, but comparing to the scale of the world I come from, it doesn't exist. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes and no, because everything's kind of relative. You'll make less money here, but life is cheaper. But still, even when making less money, life is still very much cheaper than go to France, go to England, go to anywhere else in Europe, go to the US. You'll see what expensive is, you know?
Yeah.
Life is pretty chill. We're in a sweet spot. This is why strategically, when I came here, I was like, this is a good booming, growing economy. We got a lot of years of good ahead of climbing and growing. And I mean, the conversation could get a whole lot deeper, but as the new generations come and the older that are more conservative or even former communists, let's say, you still have these old people. It was better, you know. I've heard that before. It was better. I'm like, these people are going to die out, or the overly religious, because a lot of the money in Romania goes to the church still. Yeah. How about
have you seen the
colleges
cathedral?
and fucking hospitals?
Yep. Last year, $10 million was taken from the health fund and gave to the cathedral. Did you see close to?
When I moved to Romania 7 years ago, they gave them, what was it, 14 million euros or some crazy number to rebuild the thing. That's going to be under construction forever, I think.
Yeah.
But they just keeping funding money into it. How about better hospitals?
Yeah, I know.
How about better schools? Anybody? But that's going to happen. Because that old generation, they're going to die. The next politicians that are more open-minded and see, and I'm not saying religion is bad. I'm just saying that funding religion is bad. Like, God needs that much money, bro? Like, come on, man. Let's settle down. We don't need gold-trimmed churches. We don't need gold everything. Like, this is not, like, you know, the gold everything music video.
Yeah, I know.
What is it, a rap video we're shooting over there? What is going on? Yeah. Gold all in my watch. like, come on. Like, we can settle down now, kids.
Yeah.
Settle down. Let's open a school, please.
In the end, I want to ask you two types of advice. Okay. One, what advice would you give to a streamer that just started?
Don't do it, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Make sure that you've gotten your priorities straight and put yourself in a position where you can enter this marathon that's going to last years. If you're banking on the fact that you think you might go viral or you think you're special, a lot of people are special and a lot of people are different and have different things to offer.
Yeah.
And finding a needle in a haystack could be really tricky. So make sure that you have a lot of time, that you have a lot of dedication, and you're enthusiastic. If you suffer from depression, don't go into this business.
Yeah. So, lower your entitlement, be patient, and go for the grind.
100%. That's the definition. Like I said, I'm not saying that because I'm this Twitch streamer expert. I'm a small streamer by definition. Okay? I'm saying that just in general with anything. But it applies because you have to have fun, but you also have to treat it like a business. Yeah. You have to respect it in order for it to respect you back.
Yeah. Okay, so the other type of advice, what life advice? Just random advice that you would give a person if it comes to this? At the top of your head, what pops first?
Don't be quick to give up on anything.
Oh, that's deep. Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Okay.
When you think you're through, maybe the day you quit, well, maybe the next day was the day it was going to work.
Yeah.
And maybe it's never going to work, but you'll never fucking know. And you'll live in doubt like an asshole.
So
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah. So you would rather try and fail
Absolutely.
than not try at all and
100%. I'll fall on my face. Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Michael Jordan once said,
Yeah.
"I've missed 680 shots. I missed 180 free throws. I missed 700 and whatever." He talked about all of his misses, and he was like, and that's what it took to become the greatest of all time.
Where can people find you? When are you live?
Monday to Friday, from 10 a.m. UTC +2 Romania time, and on Sunday. Well, I mean, then I should say Sunday to Friday. What am I saying? No Saturdays, basically. Every day from 10 a.m. And then the stream doesn't have an actual cutoff date because sometimes we just get sucked into it. Okay. And it's 12 hours later. So, but we don't do nothing less than like 6 to 8 hours to give a nice chunk of stream every day. And, you know, sometimes things come up like lately, like this. I didn't stream because I have a finger injury. As a streamer, it's pretty ironic to have a finger. But anyway, so as you can see, it looks pretty bad. So I can't really use my finger right now. So yeah, like besides things like that where I take days off, or today I was supposed to be live, but I'm doing the podcast. As long as I'm doing something, I'm happy, you know. Okay. But it reflects on my schedule too. So when people don't see me live, they're like, he's up to something.
Okay.
You know, something's happening. AKA the podcast that they're going to love and see.
Okay. Thanks for coming, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for coming.
And in case you guys didn't know, right? Disclaimer. I met this dude just a few weeks ago at a Airwalk Media meetup. And we clicked right away. We were talking like this across from each other at the table at the bar. And within 15 minutes of talking, we were like, the bell went off. We're like, we could actually record this. Well, he asked me, he was like, how long are you staying in Romania? I'm like, I live here, bro. He's like, all right, we're doing a podcast. And that's how it happens. And that was a pretty cool experience. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
We'll end it here.
That was dope, man.
Yep.
People might like it.